Hello, 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 and welcome to another Daily Code Fun. I am One Lion. How are all of you? I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, August 30th, and another fantastic day to be a developer. As busy as it is. Um, oh, did that open in a separate window? I think that did. Interesting. Let's get into this. Welcome to the Financial Management Tracker. So we've been working on this project for a little bit, making slow but steady progress, because we do a lot of talking in our stream, do a lot of interaction with each other. I do a lot of getting distracted. Why is it doubling up again? It was fixed. Anyway. Yeah, Zulius is here, Captain Commerce is here. Hope all is well and fantastic. And I forgot to run an ad to prevent pre-rolls. Comenasai. Okay, so this is what we have so far, and we've been working through styling the data entry forms. Yeah. 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 So we got this far, and then we were starting to move on to. Yeah. I need to move this down. We're going to move on to the transaction history grid. So we will do that. Hello. Right about now, the Feng Soul Brother. Check it out now. Feng Soul Brother right about now. UI. Okay, I need to make sure to speak at a consistent level because my audio is, I don't know, it ranges anywhere between like -25, which my preferred is usually around -18, to -5. And I would like for that range to be much smaller and more predictable so that you guys don't have to worry about sudden loud noises happening, except for, of course, general alerts, sound alerts, all the fun stuff that happens every now and then. But as far as my voice, I'm hoping it stays fairly consistent. And then my weird laugh every now and then. Thank you, Zulius. Speaking of my weird laugh. Okay, so we are going to move the submit button down one, which would be on the actual payment entry page. We have the SAS with it. Okay, and we made a 6-column grid, which is what all of this is. So that'll move that down. Cool. There's a greater than 5-second delay on your end. No. Did you know that you can, and Big Amy showed me this. It was Big Amy? Bardaki. Bardaki showed me this. You can go into, so let's say you're watching someone and you have a bunch of delay and you don't want to refresh the page to get the ads again. You could go into settings, advanced, toggle off low latency, and then toggle it back on. I found that that works really, really well. I find that that works really well when it looks like the presenter, the broadcaster's talking is not synced up with their actual lip movements. Awesome. So Frankerface gives a reset Twitch player button that also doesn't trigger new ads. Oh, well, even better. I hope the lag doesn't stay then, the delay. Not that I know anyway, thanks to my Twitch Turbo. Yeah, for Twitch Turbo. Really glad for you. I really need to just go ahead and grab that. It'd be a good thing to have. Although, again, all of the people that I watch, I subscribe to because I want to support them. All of the people that I watch regularly, I should say. And I choose to support them that way, which is not any kind of expectation. A lurk is as good as support in my book. For me specifically. Anyway, so we got that. The other thing that I needed to do was fix my layout order, the actual order that these controls are being added to this component, because I move them around using grid. So I want them to be, I don't want to change their tab index. Instead, I just want to have them laid out in the correct order. So I'm going to do that real quick for the deposit page, for the purple deposit. Yeah, you switch between too many channels and only keep your subs active on 2 to 3 of them. Definitely, definitely understand that. Okay, so in our deposit entry, I decided to move amount up after a reason, I think. Okay, yep. And that should be the only one that I had to fix. Cool. Many ducks, many ducks. And does everything look good in transfers, or did I move stuff around there? Yep. Transfers also moved around quite a bit. So let's get that one updated. Transfers, I said. Well, that is so nice of you, Zulius. You know how much I really, really appreciate you deciding to use your Prime on me. That is like a massive honor in my book, my book. But Zulia said, currently you get my Prime while I pay for one other monthly sub. The rest have to be happy with the ad revenue from my Turbo. My Turbo. Tasty. Stop it with these spam. No spam. Do 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 do. Right, have. Thanks. I didn't even realize that. Like, did I actually read that with the word substituted? If so, I apologize for correcting you. All right, so we are fixing the tab order, not the tab order, but the control placement here. So we have date amount from and to account, and then memo switches places with amount. Well, I'm glad you appreciated it and that it wasn't just annoying. Jeez. Like, it's just, isn't it weird how, like, everything seems to converge? Like, you'll have long periods of time, or I don't even know if they're long periods of time. You'll have periods of time that are steady. I'm going to call them steady paced because mine aren't really like there's nothing going on. It's just there's a steady pace, a good amount of work. And then suddenly, like, everything happens all at once. So for me, that meant the Google recruiter contacting me with the interviews and stuff, getting put onto a team that is pursuing another client, getting invited to the XR initiative thing. And then we're also transitioning from having my UI be in its own project to starting to integrate it into the actual application. And it's like I need to do all of those things at once. Plus, I need to complete my certification before the end of this month. Plus, I got jury duty on the 19th. So it's like, why did all of this have to happen all at once? But it'll all calm down eventually. Did I fix the tab order? Did you refresh? Tabby, 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 tabby. Yes. Okay, so we're going to fill in this transaction history table now. Here we go. Here is our grid. I made a note. Take it all in stride, except when it's all due today. So like I have my daily, today will be my last normal daily update about the UI with the client team. And starting next week, I'll be meeting with the whole team, the existing developers that maintain the application, and the clients, stakeholders. And then we'll discuss strategies for who does what, how we go about integrating my app. But I already talked with one of the team members, one of the developer team members about, holy cow, that's loud. About integrating, and he's like, why don't we just go ahead and start moving your UI into the app because it'll be a lot easier to explain these things. And I'm like, I'm just looking for one piece of information, which is how do I generate the localizer? How do I use the localizer tool to generate the localization classes, essentially? How do I add that to my build? He's like, it'll be easier if you just put it into the main solution. I'm like, okay. But then I'm also working the accessibility portion. So I finished, oh, I forgot to say that. I finished all of the visually impaired as far as the contrast stuff is concerned. And then I made sure that every control has an associated label. All of my images, of course, already had an alt text that was descriptive. And I used the wave evaluation tool on every single one of the screens. They all pass except for my success. The color for all of my success stuff is just slightly too light, and so it doesn't pass the contrast test. So that's kind of annoying. So I need to talk with them about that today. But I started working on all of the screen readers so that you can navigate using a screen reader, and I found out that it's missing a lot. It doesn't hit any of the the header tags or any of the content. It doesn't read the content. It is tab navigatable, navigable, whichever one of those ones is the right word. So it's definitely, you can tab to get to all of the content and to interact with all of the content, but you don't get to hear the content of, like, so like let's say that I had uh, these three cards on the home page. It does not read the hero section background picture with the title or the content of each card as you mouse over or as you tab. So like it's not selecting the card, so you don't hear the content. So maybe I don't know how to use screen readers, so I need to read up on that. And you would be able to hear the content of the card somehow. But yeah, everything else, again, you can tab across. You get to your, like, I actually have a side nav as well as a top nav for sub navigation items. Screen reader, yes. Hello, Coding with Scott. But that's what I'm going to be working on a lot throughout the rest of this week, as well as getting ready to start integrating the app. That said, I might have another call with the developer today, after my meeting after the stream. So I might not be in the community voice channel again today. But yeah. So then next week, Tuesday, we're going to try having my stream after the meeting, which is going to be 1 o'clock. 1 or 1:15 is when I'll start the stream. Or maybe 1:30. 1:30 I think is when I decided, because that means that I'll finish my day and then we can go from 1:30 to 3:30, which is the amount of time that I usually spend after the stream. All right, go until 3:30. You know what I mean. Anyway, Zulia says I have zero experience with accessibility features. The only thing I know of are ARIA tags. Yeah, so ARIA hidden for making sure that screen readers don't read something that isn't important. But that's about it for me. I just run this thing here, the wave evaluation tool, and you can see here that I have 5 errors where this input box isn't actually associated with the label. So I have that in all of my input fields where they're not associated with the label. I have, what are you? Wait, those are, oh, select boxes missing labels is only a warning. It's only an alert. I don't have a H1 tag, which I don't think I would need. I mean, I wouldn't want to make this a H1. And then possible table caption at the very bottom, I assume. No, for the line items. I didn't know that the table needed a caption. So what does this even mean? Text appears to be a table caption but is not a caption element, because it's not. It is the total amount. Yeah, we'll be able to see that clear. We'll find out what that is. But yeah, so there are a few violations that I have in my forms already that we can go ahead and correct. And as I learn more about the screen reader stuff, we can add those as well to this app so that I can make sure that we get all of all of the appropriate screen reader-ness. So right now it's definitely tabbable. We can interact with all of the elements like this. These will have delete buttons, and so I would need that delete button to make sure it reads off what line you're trying to delete, and then the account, and then the submit button. And so the transaction history is what we are currently working on. But yeah, the other thing that I want to do is increase my features, which I'm hoping we'll get with doing all of the screen reader stuff. But yeah, that's where we are. Now we just have some tacos. Yum tacos. I have to sing about it. All right, I'm gonna do the transaction as a table, but we did talk about potentially using QuickGrid, which is a first. So right now, QuickGrid is a first-party, quick and dirty from Microsoft way of doing grid. So we're going to compare doing a table and then doing a grid. I'm hungry now, but broke. Do Taco Bell. They're inexpensive. Unless you're like broke. Okay. We do want some call groups. And the things that we know, he's broke. Aw, that's it. This please. You there. Is this everything that we want in our transaction history? Whether it's pending or not? The transaction date. Maybe we want the posted, posted date. Yeah. Started to cook with actual flour, which I've never done before. Awesome. Some interesting results. Make a good bisque. Oh, I love bisques. Cheap ramen noodles are 4 for $1 now. I remember when they were 10 for $1. Yeah, seriously. Like we can buy an 8-pack for what we used to buy a case, big case, back in my day. Old man yells at clouds. Times are tough. Back in my day, we done used to. So call group ID equals. Is it ID? I keep forgetting. It is ID. So it says IntelliCode or GitHub Copilot. The first column was the pending column. The other thing that I learned was you should not have an empty column header in the top left cell. If you do, you should still give it a title if you want it to be empty. So that's what we're going to have to do. Well, I guess I did write out pending here, so it's not like the selector. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, call grup ed is transaction date. I probably want to call these like call, just in case I use this ID for any of the actual elements. Payee call. How did you know? Oh, except you skipped account, jerk. What else you got? Memo call, and finally, amount call. Dang. How did it know? How did it know? All right, so T head, TR, TD. So, well, okay. Let me just show this because it's something that I learned, and I don't know if you'd be interested in having this information. But if you are wanting a look where the top left column, which this is locked, is that hello? Here you are. Okay. Um, the top left cell of your header is empty, then that should be represented in HTML as a TD, even though it is a header cell, so TH, and you should give it a title. So like this would most likely be a selector column. And then inside of there, you could have your empty cell, empty data, empty value, empty whatever. But the other thing that you normally have in a selector header is the select all, so it wouldn't necessarily be empty anyway. But this is how you should represent it, at least according to Wave. But for us, oh my goodness. We actually have the word pending in here. So we need this to be localized, which means we need a localizer service. It already has a code behind. No, it doesn't. Just kidding. It does not. Good. In yet private I localizer, I string localizer. How did I decide that we were doing this? Do we have one localizer? Here's our resources, here's our localization, login form.resx. No, it looks like I took the approach where each page will have its own resx, and I didn't figure out how to put the files in a good place. So I'm leaving them here. Okay, that's fine. Fine. Shift F2, components, slash transaction history components, components, transaction history grid, resx. Hello, Barbarosso. Konnichiwa. How is your week going so far? How did your Tuesday go? iString localizer of transaction history grid. Localizer, get set. Forgive my nullness. Localizer, pending column header. What was Tuesday? I can't remember. It was that kind of a Tuesday. May as well put these all in here. So transaction date. Count. Yeah, I really don't know what like a really good approach for this is. Mm, I think I do. I think I'm starting to have a better idea. We're going to try our hand at that eventually. Something that I would like to do is create a tool that will read all of my resx files. It'll find out what project they're in, and it will consolidate all of the possible values into one main resx. And we would just essentially ignore the name column for those. That way we can just have one place to do all of our localization. And then the second half of that tool will take all of the matching values and spit out the, for example, transaction history grid enus resx, and the transaction history grid JAJP. I always forget which one is the actual Japanese. But point is, we'll get one of these files per. Why does that look so different? Oh well. One resx file per matching language that we found. And it will be specific to that. That way, we can just go about our way, creating as many of these as we want, and we will essentially still be reusing resource translations so that when we build, if we update the actual English text, it'll go out to that central, here's all of the possible values I know how to translate, and then regenerate our language-specific resx files. So anyway, moving on. What else we got? We got pay 2, I think. Pay 2? Pay 2? I just hope that I'm consistent. Or payee. Memo. Menmo. I'm out. Okay. So, now that we have all those, we should be able to do these with, let's say, trans date, account, payee, Menmo, oops, moved. Oh, I'm back. Actually, my back feels really good. I don't know why I just said that. My back feels great. T-body. So, if we have no transaction history, so we're going to mock this. As I have mentioned before, we're doing a lot of mocking without hooking up any services or anything like that because I want to make sure that the backend services are test driven, or at least I want to try it. I don't know if I'll succeed, but I'll do my best. So this is going to be a private IEnumerable of transactions. Sure. Let's do it. Yes. Do it, Coding with Scott. You tell that code. Coding with Scott said, I mock your code. Please do. Do you know how difficult it is to do mocking? Probably not very difficult if I knew better libraries or if I knew how to use mocking libraries. I'm sure it would be easier. Okay, so we have our transactions, and let's say protected override async task on initialized async says I already forgot what I was doing. I don't know what's going on. I think I am starting to stress a little bit about the meeting that's coming up, but I will focus. My iStream localizer is bad, and you should feel bad. Yeah, so tell me how to make it good, because as a one, I want to be good. I want to be good. My inner critics, which is an audience of cheerers and jeerers, are constantly yelling at me and encouraging me and putting me down and going back and forth. So, yeah, tell me how I can appease them and do the right thing. We're going to simulate getting data from the server. We're going to do await task delay for somewhere between, let's say, 2 and 10 seconds, which is random dot shared dot next somewhere between 2,000 and 10,000. And we will make our mock data underscore transactions equals new list transaction. And I'm only going to add like maybe 3 of them. Right. Yeah, so I think the way I'm going to do it is just have our account with just a name is the only thing that I'm going to care about adding for account. Date entered, we're not going to care about for now because I'm only going to populate the fields that I will be displaying. Aha. So I'll want to do at least 2 payments, 1 deposit and 1 transfer. So let's do payment. Why do you keep... All right, so my payee is going to be new payee with a name of Taco Bell, since we were talking about them. And am I going to set any of these other things? No. Nope. We're just going with name. Memo. It's empty. A transaction date was the one that I was really trying to get to. And that will be, let's do datetime.utc now, because all of my dates are going to be stored in the database as UTC. And we will subtract some random number of days between yesterday and last month. Oops. Next. Purchase category: Flamin' Hot Cheetos Mountain Dew. I don't think I've ever heard of Flamin' Hot Cheetos Mountain Dew. I'll take the Flamin' Hot Fritos though. Flamin' Hot Fritos. Sure. Yes. Yes. Sub total. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Code. No, these are called payment. Oh no, what are these called? Transaction details. Transaction detail. Details. Why aren't you giving? So it gave me all of this stuff, which was really nice. I really, really like that. But it's not giving me anything else. Let's go with 2 of them. Because nobody, like every time that I do this, everyone's like, why in the world do you care about tracking sales tax? It's like, I don't. But there might be someone else that does. You don't know. Whoa. What? This should be for new, and then this should be for transactions. Why are you matching all the way up there? Whatever, we'll figure this out. New list of... No, it's because this needs to go away for a second so that I can get my IntelliSense back. My IntelliSense is coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Why? Why did you go away for good? Why is it gone forever? You match, and you are my set. All right, let me get rid of this for a second. It's not... I don't like it when it does this. I know it's something that I did, which was accepted the code suggestion, which I apparently should never ever do, even though it was super duper helpful. You and you. There. Okay. What's going on? Save. Why are you still showing that we have an error? Are you good now? Impasta. Are you still angry? Or are you gonna build? And are you gonna give me my IntelliSense back? We're good. It's building. And I got my IntelliSense back. Wonderful. Marvelous. All right, so new transaction detail. And each transaction detail will be these. Cool. Subtotal. Amount, -$5 million. No, -5 decimal. You're just a double. So, wow, what order? Which? Dude. My payments are all going to be positive numbers. My deposits are also going to be positive numbers. And my transactions are just going to relate to, or a deposit to a payment or something. I don't remember how we're doing that. And they want to make tomorrow's meeting an hour instead of just 30 minutes? What's that going to do? Man. Whatever. It'll be fine. That's fine. That works. It's good. Sales tax. 0.23 cents. Ooh, does anyone know what number this is? 4.99 and 24 in tax. Anyone? 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 Anyway, that's one transaction. Here go our next transaction. It doesn't tell me anything. This, well, of course, I wouldn't tell you anything. This is the, at least in Colorado, obviously it would be different in other places that have different sales tax, but this is how much a tier 1 subscription costs. Let's do my favorite grocery store with a subtotal of 128.32, the sales tax of 4.24, because that's what it wants me to do. Let's also add an delivery fee. That delivers. Let's also do an promotion, which I was calling discount promotion. And this is pretty much waiving our delivery fee. Yeah, that's how you do it. And tip, because everyone knows you tip your shopper because they deserve a tip. And it'll be 10%. And a service fee, usually. Some sort of service fee, whether it's gas surcharge or whatever. 654. We already used 4. Use another number. So creative. Okay, so that is a second transaction, payment transaction. And now let's add a purple deposit. For checking. I'm doing everything on checking. What? What? I only use my checking account. Actually, you know what? These really should be like credit card. Okay. So this is into my checking account, and instead of a payment, this is going to be a deposit. Deposit reason is going to be paycheck. What else we got? That's all. That's all that we need with this. Juan Van is here. Hello, Juan Van. Joe Biden's in town? What town? Or is it a different Biden? Wilkes Bar. Is that a real town name? Are you fibbing me? Oh, yeah. So I did 30 hours of overtime for this paycheck, and it is going to be. I wonder if anyone would ever, like, put in their, want to track their entire pay stub. That would be crazy. I mean, this app does make it possible where I have multiple line items that can be added to this, but that means that the UI for deposit would also need one of these. For now, I'm just going to make it simple. So yeah, let's say that I made $5,000 net. But yeah, like they would want to do their gross pay and their um, what is it called? Medicare. I don't know how much you pay for that. And their health insurance and their life insurance and how much goes into retirement if they have one of those. And yeah, but for now, I'm just going to make this net pay. That's probably something someone would want to do. Okay, and finally, we want a transfer. Let's say we're putting money into our savings. Target account. From checking. Wait, from checking to savings. We're trying to be good and put money away. Oh my gosh. Uh, cool. So it really is just like this. Okay. Um, nest egg warming. It's one of two towns with a dash in the name, like in the entire world or just in your area. Because that's a lot if it's just in your area, in my opinion. In my opinion. Oh man. So, would I really want to make a line item called transfer? Actually, you know what? How about this? Let's do it the way that it should be, which is let's say that I'm paying off my credit card. So that doesn't need a memo. And then this would just be, um, gosh, what would the line item be for that? just payment. Yeah, I'm gonna need some help coming up with the right um, um, naming for line item types. And it could just be that we'll go and borrow from existing places like Mint or QuickBooks. But like I'm not a finance type of person. I just track the stuff that I want to track. And then I have a big spreadsheet that shows here's how much money you should have by this date, provided you don't spend more than you have in the past 3 months. So then it averages how much I've spent, how much I've had to pay on my credit card for the past 3 months, and then it also averages out how much I've spent from my checking outside of that. Yeah, good stuff. And recurring bills and all that fun stuff. It's gonna be so nice to have that here though. Brain fart. Okay, so we have our data mocked. Is that everything that I needed in there? Yeah, cool. Sure. What is it? If transaction is not null, else localizer no transactions found. Close, very close. Not quite. I don't know what the end if was for. The first thing to check is if transactions was null, then it's loading. Because the only time that transactions is going to be null is when we first load this component. tr, td, call span. How many columns? 6. Hey. It's already learned either it's already learned my coding style where I would put this as whatever it is and then the word message, or this is pretty typical for how people use a localizer. Visual Studio is live. What are they talking about? Port tunneling? Port tunneling for ASP.NET. If anyone is interested in that topic, Visual Studio is live and discussing that. Okay, so I need to add this to you. I'm gonna go ahead and pin you. No transactions. I don't want it to be as lame as just no transactions found, but that's what I was typing. No transactions have been entered. I want it to be more natural. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Hello, Onionware. Moin. I really don't know what that means, but moin. Ach so. Aber hier in East. Wait, isn't it East? Anyway, English. I can't pronounce. I tried, and hopefully I didn't offend you with my poor pronunciation. Um, Close. We don't need to do a null check for this one, so we don't need this question mark false. Do you have any other suggestions? Now it's not going to give me any. Okay, fine. Else if not transactions.any, then trtd. Oh wait, this is the one that goes here. See, that is a gotcha with that was chat style German. I don't know what chat style German is. Oh, as in like not using full on words, it's like using slang and shortened abbreviated words. This is actually going to be a loader, but for now we'll just use the loading text. Bob Ross says, I've decided as I can't afford to host my Blazor server for my website at the moment, I'm going to create a new website, but in React using an Express server. So does your Blazor server app have logic that needs to be saved in a database or needs server communication? Because if not, you may as well turn your Blazor server app into a Blazor WASM app, client only, and then put it in GitHub as a static app in GitHub static pages. You do have database stuffs. Okay. So for the front end, you could still do the same thing and then have it talk to an API and then put your API wherever you want. So you could still make an Express server, but you could keep your Blazor work that you've already done for the UI. But of course, I'm only saying that because I love Blazor and wouldn't want to see you giving up on Blazor. But if you are wanting to play around with React, then absolutely have at it. I hope you have fun with it, Mr. Advocate. Not really giving up. I used the wrong term. I apologize. Pass on using Blazor for this project, for whatever it is that you're trying to do. Cool. Else, we have data. Okie dokie. So pending. Oh, right. Every single one of these transaction dates should have a posted date companion, and the posted date. Oh. How about if I do this? Let's make a var rand dates equals enumerable dot range. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I want. Dot select. And this will give me, is this inclusive? Contains the range of sequential numbers. Oh, no. The second one is count. So it is 0, give me 3. Start at 0 and give me 3. So I am selecting 3 numbers to array. So notice that I'm not creating an entire list for these because I'm just going to use them and dispose of them. So in here, instead, I am going to do 0. Whoops, I meant 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, and just to make it slightly easier on myself, we'll delete this. We will duplicate this, and we'll call you posted date. Is it not called posted date? Excuse me, transaction. What is it called? Posting date. What? What? Who calls it posting date? Post-it date. Exactly. Okay, so I need one of these to be pending, and we'll make it the hard one, the credit card payment. Okay, we're getting there. So instead of pending here, this is going to be a checkbox, a read-only checkbox. So instead of a checkbox, I'm actually going to use an icon, but I can't do that at the moment because I don't have any icons. We do have regular, what are they called? ASCII glyphs, Unicode glyphs. So, for example, if cur transaction dot posting date doesn't have a value, then we will have a badge warning pending. Actually, why don't we just have the word pending? No, because I don't want to, okay? I kind of like it though. Um, is there a can I use a Unicode character? I got added every time during the stream. Why is it during the stream? Why can't it be before or after? I'm looking for a new love baby. Windows key comma? No, not Windows key comma. Windows key semicolon? Yes, Windows key semicolon. Okay, so if we are pending, then we'll have this face. I doubt it's going to print out. Transaction date. All right, so here's where we have transaction date to local time, but I also want to go ahead and write the formatter for this. Well, I won't need to because localization will affect the too short date string. It's not like I need a custom printout of like full day, full month, full year kind of thing. So don't need to worry about that. This will be account.name. This will be pay to. Right. Okay. So there's a something interesting that we need. If we are printing out a transfer, we need to print out two rows. So if cur transaction dot transfer is not null, call span 6, sure. To do print out two rows, one for payment, one for deposit. Or should I really print it out in just one row and then have my child detail? So this would be a master child kind of thing. So when I display the details, that's when it shows. Yeah, I'm going to put it all in one row. So never mind this. So in this case, we need to figure out cur transaction dot is, oh yeah, I have all of these helper methods. So if it is a payment, then we will print out payment, payee name. All right, and because this is payment, and payment is implemented as payment is not null, we can use the null forgiveness operator here because we know payment will not be null at this point in time. Same thing with deposit. Is deposit. Hey, it found the pattern. Oh, interesting. How am I going to represent the deposit? Maybe I just leave it blank. We'll leave it blank for now. Okay, so that should work. And finally, our amount is going to be, I think I made a helper for this too. Our total. Do we not have a total? We don't have a total. Hey, that built. I was like, man, it just kind of displayed. All right, there we go. Control F5, loading, and aha. Oh wait, no. I needed to animate the loading so that we know that it's doing something. uh, I love this. I don't know if you can see it very well. This is what it looks like if it's pending. That's fantastic. That is beautiful. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Okay, so we now have some transactions that happened. The question is, how are we going to represent this better for the user to know what is a deposit and what is a um, withdrawal? And it's by account, and Dukasoft is here. Hello, Dukasoft, it's party time. He's a dancing. Um, yeah, so we're gonna have to come up with some better representations for the table so that we can identify what is what. Because for each account type, it's possible that we might have checking with a positive number and no pay to indicate a deposit, but the user is just going to see like checking and then some number, and then it's going to be like, am I putting money in? Am I taking money out? Yeah, so we'll have to come up with that. But the point is, we do have ourselves a table that can display transaction information. So let's make the header clickable real quick. And the way that I have done this kind of ability to sort before is as follows. Let's see if I can even remember. I'm not going to remember. Ow. It's already causing a headache trying to remember. Oh, that totally broke my formatting. Ugh. Oof. Is everything going to reformat if I do that? Are you just going to... No. Okay, here's what I'll do then. No. Still not going to clean up? No. Oh, oh, it's so dirty. Why's it gotta be so dirty? Oh, okay. I can do that then. So let's start with all of our news that match this pattern. Okay. And then all of our news that come after account equals new. And then our payment equals new. And transaction details equals new. Cool. This is looking good so far. Mm. Why do you keep... Look here. Okay, so that gives me those, kind of. that's still kind of hard. Line item type, let's do that one because we should be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that would cover all of them. Same thing with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down to lines. Actually, no, it's the end of view. Yes, it's the end of you as we know it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know why I was counting those, but I counted them. Dang it! I deleted something I wasn't supposed to. All of you which have which have descriptions, you are all jerks for doing that to me. Okay, what else we got? Deposit with a whole bunch of spaces. Wait, does that mean that I deleted more than I wanted to delete? How long ago? How many Control Z's before I get my deposit information back? Jeez, a lot. Oh wait, maybe not. Maybe it's there. There it is. This is so sad. Oh, I have no idea. That's funny though. Julius's answer to my question was, well, how many undo steps can your buffer do? That plus one. Because it's always going to be like that. Oh, person. Okay. Who else do we got? We got some. Body once told me the world is gonna roll me. I don't know. Something about taking a shed. One Von says, Think Undo has unlimited, only bound by memory. So still the size of my memory plus one. It's almost unlimited because if you close the file and reopen it, then your undo history goes away for that file. Oh yeah, and Zulius helped me out. I can control scroll to get my zooming to work now. Apparently, when you install tweaks, which is an extension that you can have, it defaults to have scroll zoom using your mouse wheel. Defaults to turning that off. Can't read. Can you zoom in a bit? Yes, now I can. Oh, I was like, what? What? It's gotta be weird. Where's this extra comma coming from? Comma, 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 comma is coming from. You come and go. You come and go. People that like to use comma slices are really funny. Comma splicing, comma. Oh, oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. I could see the end. It comes from the keyboard, obviously. Nuh-uh. Are you fibbing me? Okay. Everything looks to be formatted again. Yay for moving code to the code behind. But next time before I do that and I have sample data like this, I'm going to copy the sample data before moving it to code behind. Now I know. And knowing is half of what you should know. Okay, we did all of that moving it to the code behind so that I could start making the columns clickable so that we can sort by column. This is the approach that I took, and there's probably a better approach. Public enum transaction. Oh, wait. I started like that before. Then I said, instead, where's my bread? Private. For now, we'll just do void because I'm not going to a server. Actually, let's do task. Apply sort. And then string sort column, yes. And so this gets ugly really fast, though, in my opinion. So on click, apply sort, name of, transaction. Right, some of them are going to be transaction and some of them are going to be not transaction. We're going to have to fake this a lot because I don't have a view model for this page yet. Otherwise, I would flatten out the data when sending it to this page. But for now, we'll just do it like this. And one more close. Okay, so pending. Oh, wow. That is interesting because this one would have to be both posting date and transaction date. So first sort by posting date and then by transaction date. This data feels a bit flat today. Oh man. Transaction date would be here. Yeah, it's almost like I need to have a specific syntax for this column. So let's not allow sorting by pending yet. I'll allow it. I'll allow it for now. Let's just sort by pending. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's going to work out. Why so many emails? Why? Because you're a part of like 3 different efforts now. Ew. Okay. This one was account, so that's still here. Account name. Wow, you can actually do it like that? I didn't know that you could do a name of using traversing the actual object types. I think that that's going to break. Yeah, and then this is where it gets really tough because now I have to grab either the You know what? We're still going to go with payment.payee.name. So I am going to change these over to their specific classes. Because if I sort by payee.name, it doesn't matter whether the payee is in the transfer or if it's in the deposit. We just need to make a view model for this page because this isn't going to work otherwise. Here's memo, and here is line item details.total. Transaction detail amount. Anyway, this is the gist of it though. Once we create the object, that the view model essentially for this page, we'll be able to do this a lot cleaner. But the gist is you send it the name of the column that you want to sort by, and when it does the sort, you check to see, are we already sorting by that column? So you would keep a list of sort columns. Oops, this is a private list. And we'll make it read-only. And the only thing we will ever do is add and remove columns or swap the sort. So first we check to see, are we sorting by the given column that we're passing in? And that is if sort columns contains the passed in sort column, right, and I ran into this issue too. This is actually a dictionary of string. Normally I would do direction, like sort direction as an enum, but I'm going to make it oversimplified and just do bool. I just don't like that it's not descriptive. Descending values. So here I'm like specifying that the value here is descending, but you could just as easily assume that the bool in here is descending, ascending, whatever. So contains key, sort column. Then if sort columns, sort column, I think I'm going to do this slightly differently too. But anyway, if sort column, then we are already sorting descending. Check if already sorting descending. If so, remove the sort. Sort columns, remove sort column. Does it actually work that way? Are you going to remove by key? Yeah, it does. That's cool. Else, we don't even need an else. We're just going to return task, completed task. So now this column is sorted ascending So change to descending. And of course, this isn't actually doing the sort at the moment, but we will do that shortly. And then return task. And finally, this column is not sorted, so add it to the sort. Are you going to write it for me? Of course you are. Of course you are. That is so nice. But yes, this is definitely the logic that I would have come up with on my own. Maybe not the comment wording, but it's exactly what I was thinking this thing should do. Here's the issue though. I don't want this to be apply sort. Apply sort is actually going to take the items from my dictionary and apply it. So here's the thing. Does anyone happen to know? Right. Never mind. Never mind. You don't need to answer that. The question was going to be, and I think the reason that I don't know is because I always convince myself that I don't need to know. Will a dictionary sort itself based yes, Dukasoft is right, based on the keys? So if I add this and then I iterate through my dictionary, will I get back each dictionary item in order of how I added it to the dictionary? So for each var cur entry in the dictionary, let's say that I added this in the order of account name, transaction date, memo. Sounds good. Thank you. So if I added it in this order, will this give me back account name item, which has the key value, key of account name value of whatever it's sorted by currently, then memo because it's sorted by key, and then transaction date? Or will it give me the order that I added them in back? But the reason I don't care is because I really don't like having this thing just be a dictionary of string bool. Instead, I would rather have an entire class for handling my sorting. And so this would be my sort column. String column, public bool descending. Yeah, mine too, Dukasoft, because I think dictionary implements IEnumerable. And IEnumerable, I believe, keeps the order that you add. Or is it IEnumerable? iCollection. IEnumerable, you can't do .add. iCollection. Yeah. So this keeps the order that you add anything to the list. And since the thing that you're adding is a key value pair, then that's what really matters. So that's my assumption too. I'm gonna have to agree with you, but we don't care because this is actually just going to be a list of sort column. So var sort call equals sort columns dot first or default, and if sort call is null, add it, otherwise sort if sort call. Yeah. So I like to use property initializers, thanks. Although maybe a constructor would be better looking in this case for my inline-didness. Else if sort column dot not dot descending, then we'll set it to descending, else we will remove it from the list. Okay, so then there is one other thing that I have in mind. So that goes away. Oops. That's a nice. Okay. Which is when you click on a column and it tries to do the sort, what you normally expect is that the most recent column that you clicked on, regardless of whether you're switching from ascending to descending, but that one is going to be the first sort applied. So the most recent column will be the one that applies the sort, which we can actually now take a glance at some fun stuff. Um, I already forgot what it was called. Sort columns. All right, so if not sort calls.any, then output no sort, else output string join comma sort calls columns dot no select the column name and whether it is sorting ascending or descending. There. Okay, so we can watch this thing get built up. So there is no sort. And now we're sorting by transaction date ascending, transaction date descending, account name ascending, account name descending. And then we removed account name. But the thing that I think you would expect is, well, I don't know, you tell me. When you click on a column to sort by that column, are you adding that to your existing sort, or are you saying prepend this, sort by this column first, and then whatever else I might have clicked on? Or remove all other sorts and only sort by that column unless I click it a second time. So one example of that would be, instead of adding, we would insert at 0. So here I clicked on transaction. Oh, let me just get all these. Okay, so here I clicked on transaction date, and then I clicked on pay to, which apparently gave me name back. Oh no, because I am looking at the name field instead of the account What we could do is try to be creative, which I'm not good at that. Um, instead of, or I guess since I wanted this to be a separate method anyway, private task handle column header clicked, and it will be a function or an action. I think a function that you put in um, an account, not account, transaction, and it should output a what? How do we output a property? How does it work with first or default? A bool. What about order by? Order by would be the thing that we want to follow. How what? T source T key. Where T function of T source T key is the key selector. And how in the world do you know the name of T key? Hmm. Right. I needed to fix you back to first or default. Okay. T key actually return a place. Just return task. Task that completed task. Oh no. Dukasoft said I went to bed really late and this morning some idiot was knocking on my door. Did you answer it? I wouldn't have. But then again, I don't really answer my door unless I'm expecting someone. Okay, what does this look like? Yeah, I'm doing this completely wrong. I know I am. So let's just pick transaction date because that's the easiest one to follow. Handle, event header clicked, transaction date. I mean, it didn't complain about this. Okay. Wait, if that's predicate, wouldn't I be able to do um um oh come on brain, you got this. It's okay though. He installed fiber for free and left. Like prepared your home to receive fiber? Or did you actually order fiber internet? Or was it Google Fiber? And does that mean that you have better internet? It was supposed to get installed at 12 at noon, but they arrived early. Okay, so it was expected. Uh, so I am going to try to get the sort column out of this. I am not reading that one out loud. So yes. I'm sure we can get back predicate dot target get object data, maybe.
Make it so.
So this would give me the lambda. What can we get from the method info? Return parameter. I wonder if we can see this at runtime. Let's try that. Console, make it so. Why couldn't I hear that? Did you guys hear it? I think my volume is just turned down too low. Read line. Nice try.
Are you able to cease thinking on command?
Yes. Would you like to see? But first you have to actually command me to. So I heard that one, by the way, if you couldn't tell. I cease thinking. Well, oh wait, that is a command. Dang. I'm trying really hard. It's really hard to cease thinking. I might have lied to you. Oh no. I was so out of it. Gomenasai. He even told me right away. Maybe I can just find it real quick. How do I get to the playlist again? File, view, playback, previous. Control left arrow. Nope. Oh, hush, stomach. Is it actually called pineapple? Or is it by someone named Pineapple? Pretty sure that's the name. I'll try to look ahead. It'll show up again. I'll catch it someday. Oh my gosh, buy viewers? No, you're not offering us anything we want. We want to become famous. We do not want to buy viewers. What does this look like? Anyone? Anyone? Hamtaro? Console. Clicku. It looks like a serialization error. Uh, how about now? Do you want to be a serialization error? Pineapple by Englewood. Englewoods. Maybe the bot could take care of that eventually. Let me write this down. Stream idea. Bot. When a song plays, be able to rate down even after it finishes. Got it. Okay, I have an idea. Thindle started streaming. That's not my idea, but he did. Okay, I would like to see this. That's not giving me anything. How do I get, how do I, oh wow. Yeah, that would be a thing too. Bang last song. Also, be able to get the last song played. Since I will have a way to Jeez, man. Okay. Yeah, since I'll be able to track what the song that you might want to have had rated down, I'll just keep pretty much the history of songs tracked just the same way that I track chat this way. It'll also track the list of songs that are being played, and then I'll be able to just like click on it for rate down next time, or if it's currently playing, then it'll rate it down immediately. But since I'll already have that, you'll be able to look at the history of what was played. Unfortunately, using the Spotify, using Soundtrack by Twitch, it's really hard to pick a song to play because the only thing it knows how to do is play random based off of a playlist or a station. So maybe what I could do then is hook up to Spotify because most of the songs that play on Soundtrack by Twitch will also play on Spotify. That's an idea. But anyway, I need to get ready for a meeting. We will pick up on this. I'm probably going to abandon this approach to doing sorting by clicking on a header because I also want to be able to track the actual column name. So like, so for example, here, an account name, this would be X arrows X account name, which would be different than the next one, which is X arrows X, and then that would be either a deposit or a transaction, payment or a transfer, and then payee. No, is it really in here? It's really part of. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, right. It only exists in payment. So then we'd have to pick whether it's a payment or not. So I think we're going to abandon this approach to doing the column header sorting, and we'll go back to one that is more like pick from an enum, probably. It'll be easier. But that's going to be it for me for now. I need to run. I need to use the restroom and maybe grab a snack before this meeting. And I also need to respond to an email and review a document, and it just goes on and on and on. I hope you guys had fun. I hope we were pretty focused. I know that I kind of scrolled off for a couple moments, but we stayed focused for the most part on getting this done, and we do have a table that displays our transaction information. So, hi Scott, thanks for lurking, thanks for hanging out. Apparently we're going to go over to Thindles, but like I said, I really, really want to run, so I'm going to feel really bad about dropping and running, because that's why I don't like to raid in situations like this, but we're going anyway. So if you feel like it, hang out for the raid, and we will hop over to Thendal's channel, who I'm not currently have open. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you again the next time that you come by. I'll be streaming tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Yeah, make sure to eat plenty of tacos before then. Videos are going to be posted to YouTube. Catch up with us on Discord. Blazor, blazor, blazor. Mesodekito. Cabbage. Bye.